What's going on, guys? So today I want to talk about selling on Amazon from Canada, whether that's in the US or if you want to sell in Canada, what that looks like entirely from, what do taxes look like? Do I set up a corporation or an LLC? Do I need an EIN? How's the banking situation work? If I get paid in US dollars, how do I get that back to Canadian dollars? Is there a best way to make sure I save the most money in that regard? So getting into all the messiness of the situation, just breaking it down step by step. It's actually not that complicated when you just break it down. Again, I don't think Amazon's that complicated in general. It's just a lot of little baby steps you have to get in the right order to not mess up, to lose money and time. So I'm just going to break it down step by step for you so you know exactly what to do if you're Canadian and you want to sell on Amazon. If you don't know who I am, my name's Cameron James. Been selling on Amazon for over 4 years now. First year did $1.3 million in sales. Needless to say, I've been doing this full time ever since. Since then, started over 50 plus private label products. So I've been around the block a couple times in this field, this very young field. So hopefully I can help you out with my experience, keep making you videos, things like that, to show you guys exactly what it takes and things to avoid to make sure you don't lose, again, time and money when it comes to this business. Otherwise, guys, let's not get too deep inside my story here. Let's get right into this video. Okay, guys, hop into my screen here. I first want to talk about the difference between a Canadian account and an American account, what that looks like for Canadian sellers, what marketplace to sell on first, what this whole thing looks like in general. Then I'll get into the nitty gritty details of taxes, EINs, how to get started, all that good stuff. Okay, so first I just want to note the difference between Amazon.com and Amazon.ca. Okay, so Amazon.com is obviously the marketplace for the USA. So this would be where you'd be listing your products if you want to sell to American citizens. Amazon.ca is obviously for Canadian citizens. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is the difference between the marketplaces in the US and Canada, what that looks like for when you set up your account, what marketplace you should pick, and everything like that. So how it works, and then I'm gonna get into the nitty gritty about the taxes, the business setups, the LLCs, the bank accounts, the conversions, all that nitty gritty stuff. But first, again, I also wanna talk about marketplaces, okay? So what we're looking at here is Amazon.com. So this is obviously the USA marketplace for, if you know, American citizen wants to buy goods in the USA and get it delivered to their home. This is what it looks like, okay? Amazon.ca, we can see the difference here. So .ca is for Canadian citizens. So what's the difference between these two marketplaces? One, .com, the American marketplace, is more established. Obviously, Amazon started in the US. We have 350 million people in the US and they all heavily shop. So this is this is where you're going to get the most money. Obviously, it's going to be more competitive, but the most money is involved in the US marketplace just because it's more established. And this is where the shopping really occurs. Where .ca is great. It's a little less competitive, but the upside really isn't there. Yes, for some products, yes, the opportunity can be found, but like if you really want opportunities left and right and, with bigger price tags on them, higher monthly revenues, all that good stuff, the US is where that's at. So just for my personal opinion, if you're Canadian, I advise you to start in the USA marketplace, but I'll show you how to start with both if you'd like and go from there. Obviously, .ca has its own opportunities, but pretty much anybody who sells on Amazon, regardless of where you're at, I think the USA is the best place to start just because of the volume that gets churned on there every single day. And it's the most established one here in the world so far as of marketplaces. Now, let me tell you exactly how we can easily just have both of these. Okay, so when you set up an account, Canadian or in the US or even in Mexico, you get what's called a North America Unified account. So what this means is, say you set up a .ca account to sell on. Well, when you do that and you're a Canadian citizen, you literally get access to the US and Mexico, right? We won't talk much about Mexico just because that marketplace is just, there's not much opportunity in there. It's something you kind of go to last and kind of fill that void once you get to that point where you're kind of established in all the bigger marketplaces. Anyways, we'll just be focusing on .com and .ca, and that's where we're going to start. So this is really cool because once we sign up, which I'll show you exactly how to do here. So if I just type in Google Seller Central Amazon Canada, I get to this place right here. So sellercentral.amazon.ca, and I can hit sign up right here to become a seller. Now you can personally just do this with your name if you're a citizen, or you can do this with a business, which I'll get into a little bit more here in a second, which again, very important to know these facts to make sure that you're staying safe with taxes and all that good stuff and keeping yourself protected. But just a cool little hack here. So say you just want to set up for a USA account, right? So you don't want to be, selling in Canada. You just focus on USA. Well, you can do that here. So this is a separate one. You can see that .com here representing the USA marketplace. We can see this is $40 a month to sell here. Okay. So we know too, if we sign up for this, we get North America accounts. So we get them all. If we go to .ca here and sign up here, it's 30 bucks Canadian, which is conversion obviously a little bit less too. So you're saving a lot more money if you just set up a .ca account. Even if you don't want to sell in Canada at all, you'll have access to the US marketplace. So if you're a Canadian citizen, again, sign up via the Seller Central Amazon.ca. You'll save some money there when it comes to monthly fees. So to recap, my suggestion is start a .ca account, but focus on selling in the US first. That has the most upside for you. Again, opportunities in .ca and even in Europe, but USA is the first best place to start. That way, just keep it simple, have the most upside. And if you break into that marketplace, it's so much easier just to break into all other marketplaces. So it works in the USA. It's most likely going to trickle down and work in Canada, work in Europe, Australia, all those marketplaces. And it's so much easier just to diversify when it comes to that. Next, I want to talk about LLC or corporation. Okay, so corporation in Canada is the main business that you set up to get started as a small business and just getting going. LLC is that equivalent in the USA. So if you want to start a business here in the USA, LLC is kind of your main go-to. What should you do if you're a Canadian and you want to sell on Amazon? Even if you want to sell in the USA, should you get an LLC or corporation? My advice is to get a corporation. Things will be a lot cleaner for you. Things will be a lot easier for you. So it's actually, diving into my screen here again, you can literally just Google this. So setting up a corporation in Canada, I typed in services here at the end to pull up some options for you, but you could do this yourself, and go to the .ca government site right here. You see that as well. And then you'll see tons of services that will set this up for you. You can shop around, look at ratings, look at reviews. It's going to differ, depending on what province you are in and everything like that. So make sure you find the best one for you, or you could probably do it yourself if you feel like up to the challenge and don't want to pay, money for that service. Again, there's very cheap services to do this for you. If you don't want to deal with this, I personally set up LLCs because I am a US citizen. So it's a lot easier for me just to find a registered agent and I hire it out every single time. But every Canadian I talk to, which it seems like every day there's tens and tens of Canadian sellers that I meet that they do it this way, and this works out best for them and everything like that. So going on to the EIN next. Okay, so say you have that corporation set up. That's what you're going to put on your Seller Central account, .ca account, for you to get it going. Make sure that business is tied to the account. Yes, you can do it in your personal name, but if you're planning on doing this for the long run, planning on doing this for a real-time business and growing, I would get the corporation first, set it up there. But again, if you just want to get started, I'm not going to stop you from doing the personal account. Just know that it's kind of a hiccup and kind of a struggle to get that account attached later, but it is possible working with Amazon support, which sometimes is a little tricky. But anyways, get that corporation set up if you can. If not, get your personal name on there. I'd rather you just get started if that's the thing holding you back. Next, if you're selling in the USA, you're going to need an EIN. So an EIN is essentially a social security number for a business for the USA to track, or a SIN for Canadian citizens. Essentially, the US, they want to know what's going on with all the businesses that are selling in their country, obviously for tax reasons, which we'll get into kind of how that works for Canadian sellers. But if you want to sell in the USA, you're going to need an EIN, which you can literally just go to Google, type in set up an EIN, and you can go down here and apply online now. It's a little different for Canadian citizens, but it is pretty easy to do, easy to get it set up. If you got any questions on that, let me know. But again, I'm kind of grazing over the parts that are very self-explanatory that have a lot of help here for you as well. Again, super easy. Only weird thing is Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern time is the only time they're open. They act like a business online, which is kind of weird. So you can't apply virtually unless it's business hours. So that's the only thing that's kind of weird you should know about. But again, EIN, you can set that up, put it on your US account for Seller Central. Very easy. Seller Central will prompt you to do this. And once you get that going, you're essentially all set up. Now I want to talk about the taxes, how that kind of works for Canadian sellers in the US. Okay, so when it comes to taxes, the first thing you need to know is this thing called the United States Canadian Income Tax Convention. Okay, so it's a tax treaty between Canada and the US. So Canada, for people who want to sell in the USA, Canada has it made best. Like it's set up so beautifully just because of the treaties and the relationship between Canada and the USA and us being so close together that it's perfect. Essentially is what I'm trying to say. When you corporate in Canada, you just have to pay Canadian federal taxes there. You do not have to pay the federal taxes in the USA. Okay, so this is me reading this very long document and understanding and talking to other people. Okay, so I'm not a tax expert. I do not have a degree in tax law. So make sure you talk to the proper people with, a CPA or whoever you need to talk to get that legal advice. But from just my experience knowing this, you do not have to worry about paying taxes on both sides. Okay, there are sales tax you need to worry about in the USA, which I'm going to get into, but that's why you corporate in Canada, set it up there, keep it clean. And if you sell in the USA, you'll just be subject to sales tax. Okay, so each state, you should know there's 50 states, has different sales tax and what that looks like. The good news for us is, back when I started this was so complicated because you have to file in 50 different states. So imagine 50 different terrible governments you have to file in, and you have to pay taxes in each one and file online. It's just this terrible, disgusting thing. Well, since states have been putting pressure on Amazon to pay more taxes, and there's a whole court hearing and things going on here, Amazon has started to collect sales tax for you to pay those states. So if we go to Marketplace Tax Collection here, which again, I just Googled Marketplace Tax Collection USA, Seller Central, and I got this. So essentially what this is all the states that Amazon collects sales tax for you that you do not have to worry about. Okay, so again, when the customer checks out on Amazon.com, they pay a tax on that. It used to be no tax, and then the seller, us selling products on Amazon, we're the ones liable for this. But just from the complexity of it in court cases, Amazon's starting to collect this, so we can see which states are being taken care of for you. There are states that are not included yet, and you would have to do something like TaxJar. So someone that literally hooks up to Amazon for you and tells you, okay, you sold $30,000 of products in Oregon or $30,000 of products in Georgia, and this is your tax liability for this. You can sign up here for that state's sales tax. Now, again, most are taken care of, so you're good to go here. And I would not worry about this. I personally don't worry about this until I hit about $10,000 a month in revenue before I start tracking this stuff and everything like this. Okay, so again, I can't give you legal advice in that sense, but again, from my experience, what I personally do and what I've helped other people do and everything like that, once we get to 10K, then I start worrying about sales taxes and getting that all taken care of. Again, I'd rather you guys get started than worry about all this stuff up front. Again, if you want to dig into it, these are the tools that I've used. These are the tools that you need to look out for to make sure that you are all set there. So hopefully that makes sense, guys. If not, let me know in the comments down below. But again, you set up a corporation. Obviously, you're going to pay Canadian taxes there. And then when you sell in the US, those goods you're selling, that revenue you're selling, make sure you know what kind of states are going on there, especially when you get to the 10K a month mark. Next, I want to talk about money conversion. Okay, so obviously Canada.ca are paid in Canadian dollars. The US market is paid in USD, US dollars. Okay, so how does that translate for sellers in Canada that are selling in the US marketplace? Because obviously you'd be getting USD back, and there's some things you need to know about Amazon and what they need from a Canadian seller to make sure that their account gets set up properly and you get paid and don't get ripped off as well for some terrible conversion rates. So the first thing you need to know about the bank situation for Amazon. So if you sell on .com, you're going to need a USD account. So you're going to need to be able to hook up a bank account that takes in US dollars. Okay, so obviously if you have a Canadian bank, you hook that up to it, that's not going to work. Okay, so you need something to kind of buffer that zone and make sure you're not getting ripped off. Okay, so you can hook up things there. There's certain banks that Amazon allows, but then they charge you this ridiculous conversion fee. It's gross. It's best to take care of this right away. Okay, so when you set up your corporation, you're going to want to set up a business bank account, one in Canadian dollars, or if you got a personal one, same thing there, right? Canadian dollars. And then what you're going to look for is a cross-border bank. Okay, so there are Canadian banks that allow you to set up a Canadian account that takes Canadian dollars and an account that sets up USD dollars. That's the cool thing, because if they're both business accounts, you can pick that Canadian account and hook it up to your .ca account, because these are separate entities that kind of treat them as such. Again, once you open this, it's so straightforward. You little toggle back and forth between .ca and .com, and they'll both have a setting where you put in your bank account. The .ca one, you'll put in your Canadian bank account, and the US one, you'll put in the USD account. And these Canadian banks, if you just type in cross-border bank accounts, and you can add Canada there, you can see which ones allow this and where you can get this business bank account set up, or even personal bank account set up. Okay, so this is kind of how I recommend doing this. It's the cleanest way. It's straight there. You don't have to worry about these mediums or these intermediaries to transfer money for you and everything like that. There is going to be a fee from you putting US dollars into Canadian dollars. Talk to your bank. I'm sure it's different for every single one. If it's too high, you can use something called TransferWise. So this is something that a lot of international sellers use. It hooks up to their account where it can take USD. Okay, so this isn't real business bank account. It's really just essentially like a PayPal that converts money back and forth and holds the money for you. So it's an online bank account, but it's not seen as like a legit bank account, if that makes sense. So you can see in here, this can hold Canadian dollars. So if we type in Canadian dollars here, it's obviously can hold all sorts of currencies here, US dollar here. I should have swapped these around. So if I go USD here and Canadian here, you can see the conversion rate here. So if, you get $1,000 sent to you on Wise, again, it's going to hold it like a PayPal account. You can convert this to Canadian dollars for $12.64 here. You're going to get total, says you could save versus banks $14.22. So that's actually not crazy amount to save. Usually I see it's around 60 to 80. So I'm guessing these banks have very competitive rates, and that's what they're basing this off of. But again, this will let you know how this works. You sell some stuff on Amazon.com, so the US one, you're going to get money back in USD. So imagine you got $1,000 in revenue. So you get that back to your account. This goes to the Wise account. You transfer this Canadian account, and then you can transfer it to your Canadian bank account where you can withdraw that from an ATM or whatever you're doing there. So hopefully that makes sense. So wise.com and a cross-border bank account is what you need to get started. Otherwise, guys, that's it. That's the simple way to do it. My advice for you, just get started. I mentioned all the details that are crucially important. Obviously, take care of those. But otherwise, there's going to be some small little details in there. Don't get hung up on there. Just get started. You'll figure it out as you go. The biggest thing in this business, what I see is people never get started. They never take action. You need to take the steps. You're going to learn the most by taking the steps and everything like that. When you get onto product research, if this is right for you and all this good stuff, PPC, how do I get it shipped from, internationally, from, China, my product all the way to the US or Canada? What does that look like? I got more videos on my channel going about all these things. Okay, so make sure you guys check that out. If you're looking for more advanced help, actually, it seems to be my demographic is like 30 to 40% Canadian sellers. If you need more help selling in the US, I do have a private mentorship program. Again, it's only for certain people. It's people who are ready to take that full dive, and it's application only. So check that out. If it's right for you, great. If not, my YouTube videos will teach you everything you need to know to get this thing started. Otherwise, guys, I hope this helped, and we'll see you on the next one.